Guys, any questions from previous sessions? Please let me know. Okay, see, these are the topics or leftovers. So we'll see it one by one. To send the mail in the Bluepism by default providing the two VBOs. Okay, one is MapEX VBO and the second one is email POP3 SMTP VBO. Okay, there are two types of VBOs are there to send the mails. One is MapEX VBO, a second one is the email POP3 SMTP VBO. So generally in the real time, we will use normally MapEX VBO. So if you want to send the mail from the Outlook, we'll use the MapEX VBO. But one condition is that when you're sending the mail from the Outlook, your Outlook has to be open when you're using the MapEX VBO. Okay, so the email POP3 SMTP VBO means it is sending the mail from the SMTP server. First, we have to configure the SMTP server configurations. Then, without opening the Outlook, we can able to send the mail. Okay. So, for suppose you are getting some attachments, and you have to read the attachments, and you have to do work on those attachments. Means this kind of operations we have to use the MapEX VBO. Okay. So the email POP3 SMTP VBO mainly used to send the mail. Okay. So suppose in your project, you no need to take any inputs from the mail. So directly, if you want any email alerts, you have to send. So if that is your case, then you have to use the email POP3 SMTP VBO. There are the two VBOs are there, MapEX VBO and email POP3 SMTP VBO. If you go to real time, every company having their own VBOs. Okay, so these by default MapEX and email POP3 which Bluepism is providing. But most of the companies and the clients, they are having their own VBOs. Like they have added some additional functionalities, but this is the basic VBOs. But if you go for any company, you can see there are other mail VBOs will be there for every company, because these are the basic actions. They are providing only basic actions only, like forwarding. If you want to forward the mail to someone, so there is no action they have developed. So there are some actions they have added in their new VBOs and all. Okay, by default you can say, so I have used the, suppose if you're taking from input from the mail, then you have to tell them, so I have used the MapEX VBO. Okay, so that is there. So there are two types of VBOs there, MapEX VBO and email POP3 SMTP VBO. Okay. Actually, Outlook is not configured in my laptop, so that I can't able to show you Outlook. So I will show you about email POP3 SMTP VBO. So first I want to, I'm planning to send the mail from the Gmail. So if you want to send the mail from the Gmail, you have to enable one option called allow less secure applications. Go to security and you can see here less secure app access. So this should be enabled. Okay, less secure app access, this should be enabled. Okay, in the real time, everything, configurations, everything they will they will make the networking peoples, they will made. So just we have to use the VBO and just we have to configure that actions, that's it. Okay, all the VBOs already we have, just we have to call the functions, that's it. Okay, so now I'm opening the action. So already there one. So this is the email exchange mapped API. So this is the one of the VBO which my client is using. So this is used to interact with the Outlook. So MapPX I told now. So they have done some modifications on the MapPX. This is the one of the latest one from my client side. So see, first we have to do configure, then get mail, send mail. So all the actions we can able to perform. Okay. First you have to use the configure. For the configurations, use window credentials. So if you want to, see with the same credentials, if you log in, then you have to use the same credentials. Otherwise, the bot credentials will be there for every Outlook in the real time. So those credentials you have to provide. This username password you have to get it from the credentials and you have to pass it over here. Get mail, which folder you want to send it, and if there are any attachments, in which folder that one has to be stored. Okay, these are the actions. Okay, like this only will be there. So normally configure, get mail, send mail. These are the three main actions we will use in the real time. Okay, so if you want to move the mail also, you can able to move to particular folder. Suppose you have done successful transaction. So what you will do? So my client was telling me, so I will get there are some 52 some there is a time is there, some 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. I will receive some mails. In the every mail, so there is the data is there. My data, suppose orders, whatever we have done, no orders, consider orders. So orders, everything details will be there in the mail. First, I need to extract the mail. I need to perform that action. Then after that, I need to move that one mail to the successful folder. Then exception folder, completed folder or exception folder. We will create those folders and we will move that mail. If there any exception happens, so we will move that mail to the exception. So like that, we have to configure it. Okay, so it depends. And one more, as I told you, email POP3 SMTP. So email POP3 SMTP means it will send the mail from Gmail, Outlook, Yahoo, or whatever it is. But these are the requirement we have to provide. Some POP3 server, SMTP server name, POP3 port number, SMTP port number. So these are the inputs you have to provide. Okay, username password will get it from the credentials, and the POP3 server name and SMTP server name, POP3 port number, SMTP port number, they will provide us. Okay, why? Because these normally basically these for our laptop, for local laptops and all, I have the details. But if you go for the VMs and all, they will gonna provide us. There are some path they are gonna provide us. So that one we'll put in the environment variables, and we will take it in the real time. Okay, this is email POP3 SMTP. See, already configured. Username, password, pop.gmail.com, smtp.gmail.com, POP3 port number, SMTP port number. These are the true values. These in real time POP3 server name is these all details will be provided by the supporting team. So from the client side, suppose you are using client VM side, so they will gonna provide all these details for us. So we will take these details and we'll create a environment variables and we will use the code. Okay, this is the username, the password. So from which this will be the both username and both password. Okay, yes, a client mail is there, so that client mail you have to use and that particular password. Okay, the output it won't give anything. Then the next action is the send mail. Username, password, body, so you can give anything. Text. Then attachment is there. Attachments means we have to create one collection. Why? Because the attachments are type collection, right? You have to create a collection and you have to create one field name called path, and there you have to enter the URLs. I mean, like paths. Which one you want to send it? So we'll check one by one. One is done. So I will check two mail is one get. So you got the mail. All the best for your interviews. Okay. Subject and the body. So everything gonna send it. This is about the SFTP mail. So if you want to add some other text, also you can add. Normally, like this everything text which what we want to send it, everything they will provide us. Okay, these all the body subject everything will be there in the PDD, process definition document. In the PDD we are having all these details. So if there is, if after successful transaction, what is the mail we're gonna send? After failure transactions, what is the mail we're gonna send? So everything will be there in the document. So according to the document we have to do the development. Okay, suppose I want to attach some attachments. Path, text. Suppose I want to send this Excel file. What? Copy as path. Okay, with attachment. Questions?
So if we want to send the mail to multiple people, Where do we take the multiple email addresses?
Here only, like from two you want,
Okay.
right? Like this.
Okay, you need to give a semicolon. Okay.
Right. So how many are there? So you can send it to everyone. So actually, normally, if there any exceptions are happen, so we're gonna send mail to the control room guys. Only one email ID will be there. If it is there, then we'll add it. No issues.
Okay.
And Chilu, is there any restriction on attaching the attachment or any type of file can be attached?
Any type of file can be attached. Yeah. So suppose in the real time, how it will be means we have implemented the order system, right? So I will add the mail operations to the order system. Okay, see here. So after writing the collection, we are saving it, we are closing. This is the way we are doing. Now we have to send the email alerts. So how we gonna send? So this is my send mail where I will send the mail, right? So what I will do here, I will create input parameters. So only one send mail operation should be there. This has to do will be used in multiple ways. Either any exception will happen, we have to send the mail from the same one, and is there any successful transaction? So we have to use the same one. We should not create the multiple send mails. Okay, in one process means only one mail operation sub page will be there. This is called the sub page, right? So subject for a subject means for successful transaction we have a separate separate subject. If then exception also we have a separate, right? So we are that both are different. So that's why I created the here's mail body subject. Here what I will do, I will delete this hard coded text. Subject mail body. Okay. So consider remaining other static operations. See how we're gonna send the mail. So if it is an exceptional happen here, I will call the send mail subject and mail. like that will pass. So in exception details, I will have the details, right? So that exception details we're gonna pass it, right? Suppose if it's a successful transaction, see I'm using only send mail, the different. Done. See, whenever I will get an exception, my process will come here, exception details will be catch here. So this mail I'm gonna send. Order system but has terminated. This is the exception details. So come here, and those details will come both here, and those values I'm attaching here. Subject in the mail. Dynamically it has to work. There should not be any hard-coded values. Only one send mail has to be used in single project. We should not take send mail function here directly. Okay, create one sub page and we will use that one page in across our project. Across your process, you have to use a single send mail. So one mail you have to create, and that has to work dynamically. Suppose if you want to attach something, then you have to create here attachment. It's a collection type, right? Yeah. So it's not a mandatory. If it is there, I will pass it. So here I need to, in the exception, I no need to pass any attachments, right? After successful, but I need to pass. So here I will do pass those attachments. Questions? Any questions? Normally in the Outlook also will be like same. Okay, but if you want to send a mail from the Outlook should be enabled. Outlook should be launched. So if that application is like this, you can't send the mail from the Outlook. So you have to Outlook should be open before sending the mail from the Outlook. So this is also one of the important questions in the interview. Okay, one send mail function will be there. In that one, I will pass the input. These are the input parameters, right? I will pass it. I will send. An exception will happen. This will catch. Exception details will catch here. So why it has terminated also we are gonna mention here. Exception details I am passing. Right? So any questions? Any questions? Right? Yes, now we'll go with the dynamic attribute. Okay, so my requirement now it is like I have one website is there, so I need to go to that website, and there are some suppose consider Amazon. If you go to Amazon, there are like product details will be there, right? So I need to extract the first 20 products. First 20 product details I need to get it. So how are we gonna get it? Okay. Normally, according to our knowledge, so we will spy the all the 10 elements, right? So all the 10 products we have to spy, product details or product price, whatever you want, right? But the thing is that that is like hard-coded method. We should not take all those 20. Suppose if you tomorrow if you want 30 product details, so again you have to spy 30 times. Okay, but in order to overcome this situation, Blue Prism has provided one solution called dynamic attribute. Means for one variable to for one product to another product, there is a slight variation in the path. Okay, only one variable will constantly will be vary from one product to other product. So we will take that particular path value and we will iterate. We will take a dynamic one counter and we will do incremental counter every time. So first I will open that application. See here like this. These are the product details. So I need to get some 20 to 30 product details. So how are we going to implement the logic? So consider we will spy this one and we will spy. So right. So that is what we know. So but what our logic is, no need to spy everything. So first I will for this element and this element there is only one place it will be where, and this element. So only one place it will be where. Constantly will be one variable will be vary from here to how many elements are there, no, that many elements only in the path there is only one variable is varying for every time. That variable we will make it as a counter and we will pass the counter every time. Okay, that is how it will work. Okay, so how in the real time how it will be. So in my real time project now, so there is a project I'm working on, so banking one. So there is a input volumes I will getting from some Excel sheet. Okay, those I need to take those account details, some debit card details. So when I enter it one application called vector exceptions, there's application name. When I enter it, so there is a transactions will be there. Like how many transactions they have done from last Monday. So every transaction will be there. What I need to do, my bot has to do take all that how many transactions they have done per one day. Right? So one customer will do 2 transactions, another customers will do 10, another customer will 15. So I may not know how many transactions each candidate will do. So what I will do, I will create a dynamic variable and I will loop it. So if there is no element found, so I will come out from that, and if the element will found, so I'm gonna read that value. So I have to read all those values and I have put it for the collection for my next business logic. Okay, that is my logic which I'm using in my current project. So where I have used the dynamic path. Let's see how we're gonna implement the same. How to go, not the Amazon, you will take any website. So like if you want to read and that one condition has to be satisfied. For you will spy 1 2 3 and you will check where exactly is varying, and it is varying linearly, it has to vary linearly. So suppose this element path is having some 3 and this one having 4 5, it will be fine. This one 3, this one 10, this one 20, like that we can't automate. Mostly it won't be there, but if that is the case, then we can't automate the same, right? So path has to be very linearly. Suppose 10 also varying, fine, but it has to be very linearly. Why? Because I will take the counter, right? So counter every time for this element to this element, I will increase the counter by 20. If it is a 20 is properly variation. From this one to this one again 20. So that should be the linear difference should be there for element to element. That's the condition. So see here. Now I am taking this path. And this one also important question in the interview. So server database application file. Launch. That is properly navigating. Now go to the application modular. My requirement has to be I need to get the first 10 product details. First 10 product details. You can take, I want to just know the name. You can take the price, you can take anything, whatever you can see here, you can take anything. So my requirement has to be I need to take the product details. So and dynamic attribute will work in only HTML mode. In HTML mode only it will work. For AM mode it won't work. Okay. For the SAP, there is a separate mode called SAP is there. There it will work. For the mainframes, we have a separate mode called mainframes mode where it will work dynamic. But AA it won't support. You can say AA and bring AA. Hello. You guys can able to hear my voice? Vishwanath? Hello?
Yeah, hi Chilu.
Yeah. This is restarting.
Okay.
So now I'm spying. See? Application modular, first element, identify. So see, this is the product name, Hunter MOSFET. We can call unnecessary attributes. This is the path, right? So I'm copying this path. And I'm storing it in a notepad. So this is my first element path, right? So I will take the second element. This is my second element. I'm going to take the path. Control C. Open the document. This is my second one. Right? I will take the another one. The third element I'm taking. Let's see here, there is only one place, one variable is very linearly. See, my first one having, see here 1, here 2, here 3. And the third element won't have the span. Okay, we'll see. So 1, 2, 3, and the span is not there here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'll take one more element and check. So here another span one is there. I don't think the span will get different. So see, so this is my see one product one, here one is there, here two is there, here three is there, here four is there. Means one place my value is varying linearly, right? So first element is div one is there, second element is div two is there, third element is div three is there, fourth element div four is there, right? So means this linearly it is varying, right? So here I will take the counter and I will increment the counter. That is my logic. So see here I will take the first element now, path. So this is our element. Okay. I'm using product name, right? Product name I'm taking. So see here, so you have to uncheck the elements, how many you can able to. Okay, so there should be less attributes should be there for the dynamic logic, right? So see there are only two elements are there, path and the enable. So these are the two attributes. See here, equal is there, wildcards, not equal, rejects, and the dynamic. Okay, our logic is to put the dynamic value. Click on the dynamic and delete the unnecessary attribute. These are not required for us. So just for comparing purpose, I have taken. Apply. Okay. Now see, I need to implement the logic. So single page only I will do implement. After that, I will call it from my process. So first action, we have to launch the application. So we can't launch the application directly. So in the real time, what we will do? So first we will check the application is connected or not. If it is connected, then we will try to, if it is connected, then no one to do anything. If not connected, we will try to attach the application. Okay, if both get failed, then only we will launch the application, right? So that is how we have to do. So now I will take directly. So after it is working fine, then I will implement the real-time logics. Launch. So I'm taking one counter here. My counter is starting from 1. Why? Because see, this is the value is 1, right? First is 1. So there are some product will start from 3, 4, 5, 6 like that. So you have to take the value, static value as the counter. This is the 5 like that. So depending upon that value, we have to take it. We have to take here the first attribute value. This is the first attribute value starting with a 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So first is the starting with a 1. So I have taken here 1, right? So I'm gonna read the values, right? So I need to read the values. I have to take the read stage. So I will take the collection first here. So I need to store the product details, right? So same logic. So how I'm going to implement this logic will be like same for SAP application, mainframes. You can take any application. So the pattern will be the same. So first we will take the paths in one document and we will compare where exactly is varying. So compare it. We will compare it, and after that, if it is varying linearly, then only we can automate it. If it is not varying linearly, then we can't automate it. Okay, first we'll check whether it can be automatable or not. So if it is okay, then we're gonna automate this. So most probably all application can be do. So actually in my real, I have done some 10 to 15%, but where I have some 5 to 6%, I have used the same dynamic one. So where it's working fine. Okay. So here I'm gonna save my details. Okay, product name I'm gonna spying, right? So that one I am storing here. My requirement is to be I need to get up to some 6 products. Consider first I will take the 6 products. So I will take the decision directly. If it is yes, I will go to end. If not, I will read the values. Okay. So this is the empty collection, right? So we can't write the values, right? But because there are no rows. Okay. Before writing the values, first we have to add the row. So same thing I will do. I will add the row before that. Collections. Collection. After adding the, I'm gonna read the values. So here the main logic will be there. Double click on it. I'm gonna read this value. See, when you are taking the dynamic one, it will ask us to give the inputs. Click here. So here we have to pass the path, right? This is the path. It's the first one path. Now what you will do? The double quotation, right? So where it's varying, where exactly it's varying, you should know it first. Okay. So first I will count it. I am not sure. Here it's varying, right? So from the left one. One, two, one, 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 one. One, one, two, one, one. So I'll check it again. One, one. Right. That's here I need to pass the counter value. In the we are passing the dot item, so it should be in between the unsigned. Right? See valid. Why? Because the counter is a number type and it is having some one value. See here get the current value and store it into the collection.field. Right, we are gonna reading the first, we are adding the value, we are reading the value, and we are pasting into the collection. After that, I will increment the count. Count plus one. Right after I have done this, again I look it. Right. So first page I will do launch. After launching, so there are some I want to read only 6 items, right? So those 6 items I have taken a decision, right? So after that, I'm adding the row and I'm reading the value and I'm pasting the value into the same row. Then I will increment the counter. So this is how it will loop it. Spend how many variables you will give, that many variables we gonna loop it. So we will check it well. So here you have to take a dynamic element. So now I will take some 6 seconds. After that, I will apply the dynamic variables here. Right, everything fine. I'm closing the application. Any questions before that? Let me know. So here, whenever you take that one, it has to ask us to give the path, right? It has to ask us to give the inputs. If you make particular element as dynamic in the application modular, so this path now, see, this path is not valid now. So whatever the path we are passing, so that one only it will take. So where I am passing, every time I am passing dynamically, right? So that is why it is called the dynamic. See, if you click on evaluation, so if it's the one, my path is like that. For the next one, it will be 2. My path is like this. Next, it will be 3. See? Fine, like that. Yes, I'm running now. First product. Second product. Third product. Fourth one. Done. Check the collection. 1, 2, 3. You can check in the browser whether those are properly or not. First one is the wow, second pigeon, Milton, course, all these things are there. So check in the this thing. Wow, pigeon, Milton, course. Yes. See, any questions here? Now we got some six products, right? Any questions? No questions? Yeah, so I will implement this one from the process. So how I will create one Excel file for the same. Okay, so actually this is one of the use case. For me, they have given, one of the client has given me in order to get into the client. I'm working for the banking, right? So for the banking, they will have, they will conduct some 4 to 5 interviews session for me. So before getting to the project, this is one of the use case they have given me. Dynamic attribute thing. So we have to create one Excel sheet with these details. Some 6 details, 6 products are there now. So not only not with the names, and we have to read the price also. We can able to read the price also. Same, we will use by 1, 2, 3. Then we will check where it is exactly varying. Then take a counter and repeat it the same. Okay. So see, apply this one for the real-time scenarios. So in the real time for the launch page, so
other is other from the
right. So after reading that one, I will check decision. And you can practice any application, and if you can't able to, let me know in our class only. We're going to discuss the same. So not only this one, any application, any access you have for any real-time application also, we can do practice here. After time is connected, if not, then I will try to attach. For attach, the only for attach process name is the master and should process. If we are opening any application in the Explorer, then it should be explore is the explore is the process name. What is the window title? Window title you can see it here. Amazon star. I will put that Amazon star. That's it. Okay, it will take after that Amazon whatever it will be there also it will satisfy. And before Amazon there are some images there, no? So whatever it may be, it will be get attached. If more are not happening, we'll go to the next section. Exception will be catched with the recovery. Now we'll take the launch. And this is about the launch page. Yes. No. Yeah. Publish it. Network details. And end of the process, I need to send the collection to my process. So that's why I'm creating the collection. Output parameters. Same one, guys, try with the taking the product price. Now I'm taking only product name, right? So you guys will take the product name as well. So try to implement the same logic. So this one I will do implement. So here also we have to take the dynamic one. So if we take this one as a dynamic one, check exists. So here also we have to pass the same path. Because it's a dynamic one, right? So if path won't be there, so we have to explicitly pass the path. That's it. Valid. Then I have done with the object studio. And one more action, termination. After I have taken all the products, then I will do terminate my application. Launch the application, reading the products. After that, I will do termination. Right? In the product details, I will gonna send the collection. Right? Right. Any questions are there from the object perspective? Any questions? No? Yeah. Now I'm gonna create the process. So first what I will do, I will launch that application, right? So launch the application. Read the product details. It's gonna use one collection. After that, I will do terminate. After terminating, so I need to create one Excel, right? So I will create a separate page for export Excel. The main page I will call that one. Right, for the exporting Excel, we already know all the actions. Okay, creating the instance. Open workbook. Not open workbook, we have to create the workbook. Why? Because we are creating the Excel. Then write collection. Handle workbook name. Worksheet name by default will be the sheet one. Collection, right? So this collection we have to pass it, right? So this collection we have to pass it this page. Means it requires collection is in. So for the byte collection, we will pass the same per collection. cell reference on the A1 cell. One is 2. Should be kept. Okay. After writing the collection, save path. Right. So where do you want to save it? First, create an environment variables. Right. So what are the product details we are having? So we have to create an Excel sheet, right? So which Excel path we have to share it? That path we have to create it in the environment variable, and we have to get it. Now I will take it in the data item. This should be normally in real time. We will create an environment variable, right? So from the environment variable we will take it and we're gonna pass this. OPS path. Amazon product. After write collection, then we have to use save workbook as, and then we have workbook name. We have the file name. File name just now created. After that, I have to close the instance. Done. From here I need to call this Excel. So what I'm doing, I'm launching the application, I'm getting the product details, I'm terminating the browser application, and I'm creating the Excel sheet. Creating the Excel sheet, I'm doing a sub page, so I'm going to do everything in the main page, right? So I create a sub page, and here I'm doing it. So here what I'm doing, so creating the instance, creating the workflow, writing the collection details, then save workbook as, and closing the instance. Okay, let's see now. Just I'm running and I will check how the process is working. Launching the application. Done. Check in the Excel sheet. Amazon products. Got it. Here you can create a price and you can call it. Question. So fraction of second it has executed. Any questions? Okay, this is about the dynamic cat. Okay, any question? Please do ask. And try to do same with the taking the product price. Now I have taken the product details, right? So you guys will take the product price and write it. Okay, and next one is the surface automation. So today's last topic is the surface automation. Okay, so basically, what is the surface automation? Okay, actually, there are two kinds of application we have. One is thin client applications and the thick client. Thick client applications are nothing but where you will get the spying elements, spying attributes properly.
Okay.
For the thin client applications, you can't able to spy the elements properly. You can't able to get the product element details properly. So those kind of applications called the thin client applications. Okay. For the thick client nothing but so whatever the application we are using now, so normal HTML mode, AA mode, so we are spying the elements and we are getting. These all comes under thick client. Thin clients are nothing but the Citrix kind of applications. There are some applications which are opening from the Citrix receiver where you can't able to automate the application properly. For those kind of applications, what we will do, we'll use the region mode. Okay, we already have the region mode is there now, so still we haven't used it. So for surface automation, we use the region. By using the region mode, we will divide the surface of the application into series of rectangles. That is called the surface automation. We will divide the application surface into series of rectangles. It's called the surface automation. For the thin client application, surface automation will do it. Like PDF also one of the surface automation. Why? Because we can't able to spy the elements, right? So it's a completely PDF file. So what we'll do, we'll open the PDF file in the browser, and we will create the regions, and we will gonna spy the required elements. Okay. So see, I will show you one of the application what I have developed in the real time. So this is completely I have done in the region mode. So see, this is the one application which is opening from the Citrix receiver. Whenever your application is opening from the Citrix receiver, by using the region modes, you will select the required element. Okay, that is how it will work. So see, I will open one PDF and I will try to automate the same. And the automation percentage will be the 55%. 55% projects only will be successful when you are using the surface automation. Surface automation will have the less accuracy applications. Okay, surface automation, automation percentage will be very less. Why? Because it's randomly varies. Sometimes we can't able to get the required things properly. Okay, that is why now 6 and above versions they have updated. They have given some add-ons and for the same region mode and all, but still that percentage is not even increased more than 60. Okay, the surface automation means we will use the region mode. In the interview, definitely they will ask what is the surface automation. So there are two kinds of application we have. There are the thick client and thin client. Thick client is an application nothing but where we get the spying elements and spying attributes proper. Thin clients are nothing but where we won't get the spying elements and spying details properly. Those kind of applications are called the thin client applications. Right? So for the thin client application, we will use the region mode. By using the region mode, the surface of the screen we will divide into series of rectangles called the surface automation. Okay, so one will see one of the use case for the thing. So PDF automation also comes under the surface automation. Why? Because we can't able to spy these elements, right? So see, this is my PDF file. Here, my PDF file set of invoice files with all the customer details. I need to extract the customer details and I need to create one Excel sheet. If that is your use case, then how we gonna automate the same? See, so this name I require, and this father name I require, and this date of birth I require. Consider. So how we gonna get it? So first, I will copy the path. The PDF files we can able to automate. We can able to read the data from the PDFs. but that PDF has to open in the browser. Okay, suppose if you open like this, so we can't automate it. Okay, this is the Adobe reader, so this one we can't automate. So what we'll do, we'll open this PDF in the browser, and by using the region mode, we will get the rectangles and we will get the data from it. Okay, see how I'm gonna create it. So see, I'm gonna create one object. So as I told you, we have to open in the browser. So if you want to open the browser, that should be the browser-based application, right? Executive file, so IU. Here I need to pass the path. And this project also you can put into your resumes, like invoice automation. So I will get one PDF which have the set of invoice files. I need to go to each and every page, and I need to extract the data from it, and I need to create one Excel sheet, and that Excel sheet I need to send to the customer, particular concerned person. So that is also one of the project you can explain them. Okay, so how we automate means, so we have done the surface automation for the same. So it's properly open in the browser. I'll open in the Chrome. Sometimes Chrome will got fine. Right? Close. Application module. Now observe carefully here. I'm launching the application. Identify. See here. So you won't get any spying mode. Only Win30 mode is enabled. So remaining are not even working. So only region mode is there. Win30 mode, only it will highlight the overview, right? Outlet only it is highlighting. So only the borders only highlighting. With the borders we can't do anything. So that is also not required. And the auto accessible to world, we can't able to spy anything, right? So you can see I'm scrolling down and up. So I can't able to spy anything. And only the final one is the region mode. So where we will do the automation with the same. Okay. So see, I'm taking the complete screen, control mouse left click. First, I will capture the full screen, and after that, I will create the elements on the same screen. You can see here. So when you select the complete region, so this is the how it will look like. Okay. So now what are the requirements? Suppose you want to candidate name, right? So you have to create the region here. So you want the date of birth, right? So you have to create the region. So how you will create the regions? Click on the region, select. So candidate name is this is the maximum size, right? So this is the select. Right side you can see the element details. What is the name? Candidate name, right? Name. And return image has to be true. I will tell you why after that. Okay. Right. So now I will take the second element. Click on the region. Now I want to have the date of birth. Consider date of birth. And date of birth has to come in the same place. If my date of birth is coming in the different places, it won't automate. It should be a fixed template. The template, whatever you are automating, that should be that fixed one. So if it is dynamically varying from here and there, we can't automate. actually what we are doing, we are taking the complete image, and there is a OCR technique is there, optical character recognition. By using the OCR technique, so we image to text conversion we are going to do. So that is how the surface automation will work. Done. Apply. Okay. Now see here, you can see the regions here, same layer. You want, you can edit it. Apply. Okay. Apply. Okay. See, again I will do it from the start. Okay, first I'm launching the application, right? So I'm clicking on the launch. So it will launch the application. Go to application navigator. So click on the identify. So first complete region is there. First complete region. Complete region I have to spy. So this is the Win32 mode, accessibility mode, region mode, right? So this is our region mode. So control mouse left click. So whenever you spy, so complete the region will come. Alright, so here maximize it, and here you will create the elements. Click on the region. If the position is varying randomly, then it won't automate. Okay. Because we are not spying the elements, we are taking the complete screen, and we are creating the series of rectangles. So like that. Apply. Okay. This is how we will do. So the first one we have created element. It's the name, the data birth. So now these are the elements we have got it, right? So if you create it over there directly, those elements will come here. Okay, elements and attributes, everything will come here. So see, you can see the regions. So click regions, nothing but if you have done with the region mode only, this will be get enabled, right? You can able to see it here. And if you want to edit, you can able to edit something here. Okay, and now try to highlight the same. See, it's not highlighting, so you have to check the ordinal. That's it. Right, highlighting fine. Then the data birth. Same, click on the ordinal. Highlight. Highlighting fine. Apply. Okay. As usual, just first I'm taking directly launch the application. Okay, after launching the application, what I will do? We'll wait for the 5 seconds. Okay, this is the static wait I'm taking now. 5 seconds. After that, I need to read the values. Name. See here, read text with OCR. Read text with OCR. Read text with OCR. This is a very important question in the interview. They will ask you what is the OCR. So where it will use. So we are using the surface automation. So we will use the OCR technique. OCR nothing but optical character recognition. Take image to text conversion. Where taking the images, from the images we are converting to the text. Image to text conversion can be done by using the OCR technique. Image to text conversion. This is the name. Date of birth. See, I will close the application and I will try to run this. See here. See date of birth and the name. So see there are the spaces are happening, right? This is why it is not stable. Okay, if these kind of things are happening, so we have to replace the spaces with nothing. So that is how we have to inlet the spaces. That is why it's not stable, I'm saying. Questions? Any questions, guys? Rohit?
No questions, Chilu.
Okay. Oh, Bharat, any questions? Just feeling sleeping?
No, thanks. Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Good session.
Yeah. So do practice and let me know. So if you have any questions, because this is the way it will work. This is about the OCR technique, optical character recognition technique, right? So this is the way it will work. So not only this, for any application, surface automation is like it will suppose whatever the region we have spied. So it will take the same region. Okay, whether it now it is. See, we are not taking any dynamic attribute here, right? So we can able to take the dynamic attribute when that element properties I am checking here, right? Retain image has to be true. If that element, if that particular element retain image will be true, then only we can able to take that element as a dynamic variable. Okay. So normally what will be there? So see here, name. See, normally check exist will be there for every element, right? So before in the wait state, whenever we drag and drop any element, check exist action is there directly we used to take before. So what happened whenever you sprite with the Win32 region mode, so you will get the different conditions. So check window contains color, contains image, so everything will be there. So if you enable that retain image will be true, so then only you can able to use these functionalities. That is why I'm clicking that one as a true. So I will take the contents image. Now dynamic variable will work. And this is in the 5.5 and below versions, very less accuracy there. It's not even running properly. Yes, this is the region mode. Okay, first I'm launching the application and I'm waiting for the element. So waiting for that element will work when I will enable this one, a retain image. So how the dynamic weight you have taken in the surface automation. how we will take, that is your question. Then you can say return image. So whenever I am taking the regions, so I will make the return image has to be true. So then I will check in the wait stage, I will check the conditions called contains image will be true. If this will work, contains image also will work, and matches image also will work. So both actions you can able to perform. Okay, but return image has to be true, so that one you have to make it. Okay, for the particular element, then only this function will work. Here, give the certain details. That's it. Yes, this is about the PDF automation. Okay, this will call the surface automation. So whenever you use the region mode, that is called a surface automation. Surface automation can be done by taking a region mode. Okay, so any application, if you are taking the region mode, means that is the surface automation. Okay, the PDF also called surface automation. Why? Because in the PDF automation, none of the modes will work. Only the region mode we will take to automate the same. That is why it is called the surface automation. Okay, any questions? Okay, list of the topics pending. Control room also, please. So mail one done. So PDF automation has done today. And dynamic. So 3 chapters are finished. If any concepts are there, so we will see tomorrow. Okay, so still one more week is there. We have lots of time. So please let me know if you have any, I mean, like other operations or otherwise any URLs where you are trying to automate, you are not getting properly. So please let me know. So we will automate in the class itself. Okay, guys, this Amazon use case, try to practice it and let me know.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Rohit,
Good.
yeah, Rohit, your voice is too low. Can you ping me? Rohit, I can't able to hear your voice properly. So can you ping me so that we'll discuss? Yep, session variables will be covered in the next. Actually, for the session variables, I request someone has to share your screen. So mine there is some issue with the control room. So I can't able to run from the control room. So discuss tomorrow. Okay. And pop-up things also there. So we will check that URL pop-up URL. Then we can able to practice on the same. Right? Yes. So please try to practice the Amazon one when you get the time. So that the product price you will take it. So now I have taken the product details, right? So you guys will practice to get the product price. Here I need to have the product price. Product name and here product price. Try to automate. If you can't, then we'll see it in the class tomorrow. Okay, guys. Bye then.